When last we left our intrepid adventurers, Akagi was having her sinuses probed by a brain stick. The physician jabbed the stick deep inside Akagi's sinuses in order to allow her to regain memories of her past. Akagi screams as a sharp cracking sound comes from deep inside of her head. She screams and a jet of blood shoots out, covering the physician and Akagi. Akagi says she doesn't have any additional memories. Jacquemus Deborah looks disappointed, and someone hands Akagi a cloth to staunch the bleeding. The Jacquemus says that they can try again when Akagi has had a chance to heal. The party is worried about Akagi. Serrif, Ulysses, and Finn say that maybe she shouldn't subject herself to that kind of thing again. Akagi says that actually she did see something. In a vision, she saw a huge creature moving to attack Fortress Lament, and the party has really nothing to say to that, so they pack their things. They prepare to head off to Stephen's Hold. Australia, Serrif, and Scala tell everyone what happened the first time they were there, that Kenneth Susan is less crazy than her brother, but that's still very, very crazy, and they should all be very careful. After a few days of travel, they arrive at Stephen's Hold. The Royal Cavalry sets up their encampment away from the canal and the northern Deserodans. Alcine and Jacquemus Deborah, along with some soldiers, go to talk with Kenneth Susan. The party isn't invited to the discussions, so they spend their time wandering around and looking at things. They can see the encampment of the northern Deserodans a little up the canal from them, but nothing of note happens. When the Jacquemus and Alcine return, Deborah tells them that she has secured provisions needed for the Royal Cavalry to become a fighting force again. She says that there is some disagreement as to what to do, either to go north to try to press her claim to Jacquemus d'Astaria, or head to Fortress Lament to take over the rebellion. Kenneth Susan wants the cavalry to stay in Stephen's Hold in case the northern Deserodans get frisky. She says that in time they will be able to challenge the northerners. She feels that the Jacquemus should stay on the main continent and press her claim for the throne. That night, Kenneth Susan invites Serrif to her room in the castle. He goes, and Australia peeks in on them using a scrying device to make sure that Serrif isn't being hurt. She's horrified by seeing the Jacquemus and Serrif having sex. Serrif comes back the next morning, hungover and spent. Australia, who at one time had a crush on him, decides that maybe he's not the man for her after all. The next day, the talks continue. Several members of the party are called into the meeting and ask questions. Most notable are when Scala is called in. She confronts the patriarch of Stephen's Hold, Hallister. She says that at best he's a spy, and at worst he's a traitor to the goddess herself, worshipping the new religion of the Dark Woman, d'Astaria. Hallister does his best to discredit Scala in the eyes of the Jacquemus and the Kenneth. He plays upon the fact that despite the fact that Scala claims that the goddess Chaldicea told her to go and lift the siege of Lament, she is but a new convert, a mere novit. He further questions her vision, saying that since she is a sorcerer, how is she so sure that it wasn't a demon or something talking to her, or even talking now? As for being a traitor to Deserata or the religion, he offers to stand trial in front of a tribunal of the faith and defend himself, but will not listen to the lies of Novit Scala. They realize that being a priest, he is immune to all courts except religious ones, so Scala's outbursts didn't do the case any good. When the last person is called, it's Australia. Although she hasn't any evidence of the vision, she wasn't there, Deborah asks her a lot of questions about Sadi Kaddish and what she saw there, mainly the new Deseradan forces and such. The meeting is adjourned while the Jackenis and the Canis discuss a plan of action. Australia is kept behind the others to answer more questions in the evening. By the time she's done, it's dark. Hallister offers to walk her back to the players' pavilion. The priest mentions that he never heard back from her parents about his proposal of marriage. Australia tells him that her father threatens him that if he so much as looks at her wrong, her family will destroy him. Hallister points her to the party's pavilion. He goes to take her hand to kiss it. She pulls it away as his tongue snakes out. The older man gives her a thin smile and tells her that the dark woman will destroy her family and her famous father. In the end, she will come crawling back to him and grovel at his feet and call it joy.